3, 2, 1, and action. أهلا وسهلا يا شباب أنا اسمي نو واليوم أنا سأتكلم عن الفيلم Captain Abu Raed. Hello everyone, my name is Noah and today I will be talking about the film Captain Abu Raed. This is my first vlog for this class, so this will be a little rough around the edges, but you won't really know if it'll work or not unless you actually just go out there and do it. So let's begin. Captain Abu Raed follows the titular character played by the esteemed actor Nadim Sawalha through the series of events found through the memory of the young man named Raed, played by Hussein al-Sus. Abu Raed works as a janitor at the Queen Alia International Airport, located 20 miles south of Amman, the capital of Jordan. Now, at the beginning, we see Abu Raed going about his day doing janitor work or janitoring. It's a real word, look it up. Until he finds a Royal Jordanian airline pilot's hat in the trash bin. Side note 1, the scene where the extra places a cup into the trash bin as he's taking it out was completely unscripted, as was the look that he shot her, made for a completely real and quite honestly funny scene. Side note 2, an extra in film terminology means an additional actor. Moving on. From there, we see the neighborhood children become enthralled with Abu Raed. There was an actual Royal Jordanian airline pilot living in our neighborhood. Too good to be true. At first, Abu Raed rejects the admiration of the neighborhood children. But then later on, he relents and begins his journey of telling these stories to these children, pretending to be said Royal Jordanian airline pilot. From audience perspective, we know he's lying, but why? As we later find out in the movie, he tells Noor, played by Rana Sultan, whatever, that years ago, him and his wife originally had a child, and then through a tragic loss, that child died when he was 4 years old. Later on, his wife passed away 5 years prior, and as he said, everything died with her. Side note 3, there is an actual medical condition called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, or broken heart syndrome. When a person experiences an intense level of emotion or stress, there is a huge surge of emotion that causes your heart to temporarily stop working correctly. It is extremely painful physically and can often be confused with a heart attack. More information about broken heart syndrome is down below in the comments. And yes, sorry, had to go read off my script here. And yes, it is entirely possible to die from a broken heart. Think about this the next time when you're watching a love story and you see a couple and one of them dies and the survivor is left alone to do their grieving by the only way they know how. What is that actor's motivation? Hashtag food for thought. As the movie progresses, we all view moments of comedy, empathy, domestic violence, resolve, surges of humanitarianism, anger, love, and wasta. Wasta played a very minor role in the movie, but it was exceedingly powerful when it was viewed. We all saw how Sameh, played by actor Nadim Shawar, obtained his job as a janitor. Although the character honestly looked like he didn't have two brain cells to rub together to spark a simple shock. We also saw how wasta worked when Noor offered Abu Raed a ride home while he was waiting at the bus stop. Cue all the curious and bewildered looks of a lonely janitor being offered a ride in a very comfy S300 series Mercedes-Benz. You know that had to be was-terrific. The movie ends with our lead allegedly being beaten to death by Murad's father, Abu Murad, played by Gandhi Saber, which we then cut to the scene that we saw at the beginning of the movie. Murad is now an adult working as a Royal Jordanian airline pilot. Remember the phrase social stratification because it will come up again. The movie showed great exposition of how one man can influence the life of those around him by showing kindness above everything else. Although personally, I believe that the safety and wellness of everyone, including yourself, should be priority. This is also the first feature film filmed in Jordan in the past 50 years. Sadly, my research has only shown films recently released past Captain Abu Raed. If any of you managed to find films that were produced before Captain Abu Raed within the past 50 years, feel free to leave a comment below as I would love to view them. Cinema displays a Tariq Kathir. What I found to be the most captivating were the scenes of just the children. Murad recounted his memories of being a victim of, what was that phrase from before? Yes, social stratification, which is how society categorized its ranks based within that society. And this is not a problem within just the Middle East. It happens globally, even here in the United States. In the United States, we rank our social stratification as the upper class or the 1%, followed by new money, the middle class, the working poor, and then the poverty level. Now, there are 4 basic principles to social stratification, and they are, and I'm gonna have to look off my script for this one. It is a trait of society, not simply a reflection of individual differences. It persists from generation to generation. It is universal, universal, but variable, and involves not just inequality, but beliefs as well, rooted in the society's philosophy. That last point was Murad's motivation. He saw Abu Raed acting above his station. Remember his line, "People like us don't grow up to be pilots." And he was determined to reveal that falsity come hell or high water. And if you watch the movie, you know which one came from Murad. Yani, in the end, we see Murad break that cycle of social stratification by becoming a Royal Jordanian airline pilot. And that would have only been a child's daydream had it not been for the one person acting above his station. By the way, Nadim Mushawar, the actor that played Sameh, does an excellent job playing his character. Take this from an actor. Playing an idiot, whether it's on film or on stage, is not an easy thing to do well and make it look natural. Mad props to you, Ya Ustad Nadim. According to our class's rating system, I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars. I decided this week to set aside the point of view of viewing this movie as an actor and decided to give it a go as a genuine viewing as an everyday movie-going citizen. Not that I go see movies every day. I'm just making them. Cut!